These are the stories
My little girl, she's changing lives just by being herself.
of organizations and people making a difference.
When you first tell someone about adaptive wheelchair boxing, it doesn't sound real.
And empowering others.
It saved my life. It saved my life.
Across Canada.
I scored my first goal in my first blind hockey game.
In our community.
My name is Jade Ondrick, and I am 18 years old, and I go to W. Ross Macdonald. I am in my 3rd year, and I have been heavily involved in the music program.
Okay, good.
W. Ross Macdonald School has been around for over a century and is the only school in Ontario specifically designed for the blind and deafblind community.
We have so many opportunities: choir, band, music lessons.
I like the music program because I just love everything. Anything to do with music.
The music program has given me confidence.
I love this school. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like coming here at first, but I got a lot of support from a lot of friends.
You kind of forget that you have a disability, and it's just because of the community that we have, and the staff and the students, and just everyone here is just awesome.
W. Ross Macdonald School is situated on a sprawling 42 acres in Brantford, Ontario. Aside from the music program, the school offers a variety of clubs and extracurricular activities, as well as adaptive sports like goalball that are all designed towards helping students reach their full potential in life. Darren Clure is a student and known for his enthusiasm and for getting involved with the many opportunities that W. Ross has to offer.
Sports is a major part of my life just as much as music is. I'm really busy most of the day. After school, it's like music practice, and after music practice, I'd be off for baseball and a drama club and book club.
But for now, Darren is on the drums at band practice with his teacher, Miss Stinson, and 2 other classmates on bass and piano.
Here we go.
I came to school in 2012, and that was grade 4 for me. I was the only blind person at my old school, so what always happened was I was always told that I wouldn't be able to do this and I wouldn't be able to do that. If I would have not got into the program, maybe I would have been not where I am now. So like I would have not known my drumming, I would have not been good at singing. When everyone gets together, it's like the best thing ever. There's always joking around going on. We're always laughing. The point of the music program is if there's no laughter, then it's really hard to do anything.
Yes, I wouldn't mind just doing that last little bit again, just so we can be absolutely together there.
Jade is practicing for upcoming auditions with her teacher, Mr. Boyd.
I have been singing since as soon as I could talk. My parents actually say that I used to hum tunes before I could even speak. So I've just always had music in my life. My biggest dream was to attend Juilliard at some point in my life, and I'm applying for the first time this year.
My name is Dan Giacomo. I'm the principal at W. Ross Macdonald School. Even though I'm not musical, the music program is really one of the things that I'm absolutely the most proud of here. The value that it brings to students. Yes, we have students who go on to professional careers in music. That's amazing. But it's also around the culture and the community of the school. Everything we do here, music is always involved.
Oh, that's better. Yeah, do it like that.
My name is Jacob Zavitz. I'm at W. Ross now for the last 6 years.
Now try this one. Let's do I like to sing.
What I like best about the music program is the teachers that surround it are really good at finding your comfort level, but then pushing you to get better at the same time.
I like to sing.
My name is Tim Boyd. I'm one of the music teachers here at W. Ross Macdonald School.
Can I hear a little bit at the beginning, please?
Most of my timetable, I deal with my students on a one-on-one basis, which is unheard of in the public boards.
My name is William Cheng, and I was involved with music ever since I was a young child. What the music program really means to me is happiness all around. There's always help when needed.
Yeah, thank you.
I get to know my students very, very individually. I get to work with their individual needs, their desires.
Bridges again. And off. Good, good, good.
How is that getting into it from the E chord for you? Bum, 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 bum. All right. My name is Laura Stinson, and I'm a music teacher here at W. Ross School. You've got to be a master of all trades. I think I'm switching instruments like 3 or 4 times a day, but being able to work one-on-one with our students here, it gives us the opportunity to really find out how that student learns and what medium they need their music in, and the pace that they need to go at. Let's go forward and find that bar again.
The accessibility is very important. We have some students that just need print music enlarged, and we have tools like the Limelighter, like that sort of a giant iPad that can make the music very big. If music braille is their best learning medium, then we do that. If learning by ear, then we facilitate that.
For teacher Laura Stinson, getting the job at W. Ross Macdonald was a dream come true.
I was actually completing my Master's of Music Therapy, and I had gone to Teachers College in 2009, so it'd been a while. There weren't a lot of jobs available.
After almost giving up on having a teaching career, a position for a music teacher opened up at the school.
It perfectly combines music therapy and my belief that music is for everybody and my passion for education. So yeah, I was really lucky.
Just sopranos, altos. Just tenors.
We have a concert coming up, and it's really exciting because this will be our first concert in person in probably 1.5 years, maybe closer to 2 years. We're really excited about it, but we're also a little nervous.
And our last one, very good.
We really love running our ensembles, and they get their individual lessons, which is great, but we all know that, the best feeling in the world is being able to make music with your friends.
The rehearsals for the choir song are going amazing. It is very exciting to actually be able to hear it all happening at once and being like, wow, I can hear the person beside me.
And while everyone is excited to be making music together again, there's a lot of work to be done before performance day.
There's a couple of parts in the bridge of the song that were basically driving me and a couple of other people in the choir crazy when we were at rehearsal.
Every day, done. Okay, somebody was holding that for a long time. There will be some details, maybe some individual students who still need to get on top of some things. Yes, okay, thank you. There was one yes before I wanted a yes, but that's okay.
Our community will return after the break. We now return to our community. It's choir rehearsal at W. Ross Macdonald School for the Blind in Brantford, Ontario. Its first live performance in nearly 2 years. And while it's great to be back, there are new considerations.
Part of the problem is that we have to be 2 meters apart. And so to hear each other and the piano, it's a little dicey.
Despite the challenges, being back together is hard to compare.
Everything was made so much more difficult when we were online.
There's a big difference of hearing music when you have headphones on, and then there's hearing music right in front of you when Mr. Boyd's actually playing the piano.
During the pandemic, the music program was more frustrating to learn.
The delay that happens when you're doing video calls online really prevents you from creating music together. And that's where the sort of positive benefit and connection of making music happens. And so you don't feel as fulfilled, both teacher and student. It's not the same job.
A significant portion of the life in our school was sucked out of it when we couldn't have music.
You were looking through a screen to someone who wasn't there physically, who normally would be there physically. The sense of community that I felt before was completely gone. This past 2 years or 18 months, I felt some sort of dread when it came to singing. It's one of the worst feelings ever, kind of losing who you are and who you thought you were.
After a quiet year and a half at W. Ross, music has returned to the halls.
Hearing music again in the school has been unbelievable.
I felt a newfound love for singing again.
Thank goodness we're back in person. I do not want to go back to the way it was.
To go a full year of walking down that hallway and not hearing anything to now hearing those sounds, seeing the students go from practice room to practice rooms, it's amazing.
At W. Ross Macdonald School, students have the ability to gain so much more than your typical high school education. Many students that attend the school are lodgers, meaning they live at the school during the week and go home to their families on the weekends. Some students, like Megan Myers, have been living at the school for their entire education.
I've actually been going here since grade 1, so by the end of this year, it will be 13 years.
Megan has been involved in the music program since first coming to W. Ross. She's part of an ensemble and is also preparing a solo for the upcoming concert.
I love singing, but I don't think I will sing professionally. I am actually thinking about going to college and studying either early childhood education or child and youth care.
Part of Megan's co-op includes reading to some of the younger grades at W. Ross.
The story I'm reading to you guys today is called Something from Nothing. What do you guys think it's going to be about?
Something turning into nothing?
All right, it's actually about a boy who...
The music program has given me, just the skills of being able to have the confidence to be in front of people and do things can help in working with children.
The end. What do you guys think?
Great.
At W. Ross, students follow the same curriculum as the rest of the province as far as academics go, but they also teach an expanded core curriculum.
The expanded core curriculum are those 9 areas: orientation and mobility, independent living skills, compensatory access, Braille. Those are the areas that we focus on beyond the curriculum that provide full access to curriculum, but also to life.
I'm so used to having people like me around me. Like when I go off to college, I might be the only one who has a disability. The actual outside world is what the school helps you prepare for.
Ultimately, we want our students to be included in all the aspects of life like their peers for the rest of their lives, and the expanded core curriculum is really what makes that possible for our students.
Established in 1872, the school has a rich history that is celebrated by the entire community. It's proudly showcased right in the front foyer for guests to come and check out and discover.
This was the mailbag for the school for over 100 years.
They even have their own museum right on the property.
Welcome to Margaret Chandler Heritage House. This is W. Ross Macdonald School Museum. Come on inside and let's have a look. So it began as a gatehouse in 1869 until 1979 when it became a museum for the school. It's a real piece of Brantford history that all the locals really cherish, for sure.
A testament to this school can be found in the alumni. Some have gone on to have careers in music, such as professional musician Jeff Healy. But regardless, many were able to take all that they gained at W. Ross Macdonald School and went on to live a full life. Bruce Vandermolen is a graduate of W. Ross Macdonald and is now their piano tuner.
The school is an amazing place and was an amazing place. My parents realized that I had a gift for music, and by the time I got to grade 3, it was decided that my needs could be better met at the W. Ross in Brantford.
Mark Zillman graduated from W. Ross in 1988, and like Bruce, he's also employed as a piano tuner and technician.
If it wasn't for the school, I wouldn't be where I am now with the quality of life.
Sarah Hillis was part of the school music program for 12 years. She achieved her master's in English literature from Laurier University, and among other things, is the choir director at her church.
I think that school fosters your potential in a way that I think not all public schools are able to do, simply because there's so many people in every class.
Stella Trudeau is a recent graduate and now works at the school as a short-term program staff.
The school is so much more than just a school. I didn't acquire my sight loss until I was 17, 18 years old. And so for me, it's a place that, was there for me when I needed the support. I have the tools because of them.
One of my most memorable is Chris Riccomini. He was an amazing student, and then here he is, very successful. He's married, he has 2 kids, he has a wonderful family. He has a great life.
My name is Chris Riccomini, and I work as a music therapist. There was just so many opportunities that I had there as a student, and that I'm grateful for, and that have, made me the person that I am today.
It's almost showtime, and the students are in their final days of practice. Jacob has a few kinks in his solo that he's trying to work out with Mr. Boyd.
I'll get you just to do those 3 notes at the end. That's tricky to do by yourself. That works, though.
I'm trying to get some of the timing straightened out in my head.
All right, one more time. Go ahead. Good. Yeah, all right. Just keep working on that in your practice room after school. We're good.
With our students, they're so passionate and they work so hard, and that's one of the greatest joys of working with them.
Excuse the interruption. Chamber choir will be starting now in the auditorium. Thank you, everyone.
All right, very good. You're all wearing masks. Nobody can see you smile, but that does not mean you don't smile. It's not that we need to see the smile. I need to see what the smile does to your voice, what it does to the emotion of the song. I wanna be filled with joy. Do it again, go. I wanna be filled with joy.
There's this one part of the song, which in the rehearsal we'll probably have to go through a few times tonight.
Something's bothering me about that.
Our community will return after the break. We now return to our community. It's the day of the concert and the first performance together in nearly 2 years.
I am super excited.
We put so much hard work into this.
We are ready to go. I'm actually quite confident this is going to be wonderful.
The show has already begun, but a quick bathroom warm-up is not uncommon. Jacob is next with his solo.
There was a little more nerves than normal, but when you get someone like Mr. Boyd behind you, it kind of eases you a little bit.
Next up is Megan with her solo. Followed by William on piano.
I'm really excited to do my solo because I've worked for almost 1.5 years on it, and I get to perform it, and I really hope people love it.
was amazing to have music back in the school. You know, we were emotional in the back. It's been a year and a half, more than a year and a half now, since we've had that sound, and they just sounded so fantastic.
That was such a good concert. We're so happy with how it went. The students did such an awesome job. They worked so hard.
You did awesome.
Will, that was awesome. How you do that?
For Darren, Megan, and Jade, this will be their final year as students at W. Ross Macdonald School.
It's kind of going to be a bit sad leaving this year, but, well, I'll take all the hard work I did. I'll take all the knowledge I have and gained.
I'm also kind of sad that I will be leaving because it's been part of basically my entire life. I grew up here.
I have really made connections with people here, and Mr. Boyd and Miss Stinson have always said that if I ever make it to Broadway, they'll be there on opening night.
I'm absolutely so proud to be the principal of W. Ross Macdonald School. The challenges that W. Ross Macdonald School has faced has made us a better school. And, you know, we continue to move towards being the best school we can be. And that's not a process that ends. It's a process that only continues.
Producer, director, writer Laura Lillie. Production manager Carol Aishelman. Director of photography David Woodside. Editor Elise Rice. Narrator Jim Van Horne. Colorist, online editor Martin Paraga. Post audio Eggplant Picture and Sound. Production accountant Martin Saxton. Legal advisor Allison Weiss. Insurance broker Front Row Insurance Diane Konechny. Original music I Want to Be Filled with Joy. Copyright Von Cook. Composer Veva Starling. Coordinating producer Jennifer Johnson. Content development specialist Karen McGee. Integrated Described Video specialist Ron Rickford. Director production Karen Nye. Director programming Brian Perdue. VP Content Development and Programming John Melville. President and CEO David Errington. Summerhill Media Inc. Copyright 2022 AMI Accessible Media Inc.